News is the first draft of history. It is immediate and takes place in real time. Legends take longer to develop and are sometimes based on myth. This Fox News series looks at the truth behind the legend.
We caught the Indians napping. Dispatch a message to Captain Benteen.
Yes, sir, General.
Tell him to come without delay. We found a large Indian village. Bring men and ammunition, quickly.
Yes, sir. Orderly.
Ride as fast as you can.
Yes, sir.
Go.
Courage, boys! We got him!
7th Cavalry will dispatch these hostiles and then head home. Forward!
On the North American plains, opportunity calls men of courage to chase the sun west into a new frontier. They would shape a nation, lay hold of their destiny, and birth a new mythology. But with the passing of time, every myth has its reckoning. George Armstrong Custer, known to America as a decorated Civil War veteran, ambitious leader, determined general, and heroic warrior. But behind every myth stands a man, and behind every legend lies the truth.
As most Americans know, George Armstrong Custer, the swaggering boy general, is famous for his futile last stand at the Little Bighorn. But the legend of Custer's crushing defeat does not tell the whole story. Truth is, Custer and the more than 200 men who died with him that day could have been saved. And it is Custer's flawed leadership, not just on that fateful day, that sets him up for his ultimate demise.
2 years removed from the Civil War, America faces a new challenge, securing the Western territories and achieving its continent-wide destiny. 28-year-old George Custer, star general of the Civil War, is charged with removing the last obstacle in the way: the Plains Indians. For Custer, it's a chance to return to glory and build on his fame.
Oh.
Be safe, George, and come back quickly and in one piece.
I will, my dear.
Cheering Custer on is Libby, his wife of 3 years. And by his side, younger brother Tom, who serves on his staff.
It's time, General. Column is moving out.
George Custer, he was a rock star general, a young man, the youngest general in the Union Army, coming out of the Civil War. So he's got this kind of huge reputation that he is now going to bring to fighting the Indians.
Move out!
By 1867, many native tribes have been forced onto reservations. But on the Great Plains, 100,000 native people still roam free, including the aggressive Sioux and Northern Cheyenne, who attack homesteaders and railroad crews. Custer is charged with driving the tribes onto reservation or eliminating them altogether.
It may be asked, what had the Indians done to make such an incursion necessary? They had been guilty of numerous thefts and murders during the preceding summer and fall, for none of which they had been called into account.
But before the Army resorts to warfare, they invite several Cheyenne chiefs to counsel with General Winfield Hancock.
I come with an offer of peace from President Johnson, our great chief.
It's Custer's first chance to size up his new foes.
Too many lives have been lost, too much bloodshed. However, if your young men choose to go on the warpath, you leave us no option but to fight.
Tall Bear says the winter was very hard on our people.
Yes.
The Cheyenne's main concern is the scarcity of food, which they blame on the white man.
Settlers kept coming in and encroaching on Native American lands. There was less and less resources. There was less and less grass for horses. There was less game to hunt. Land was shrinking.
Although the two sides failed to make peace, they do agree to meet again the next day. But when morning comes, the Cheyenne have disappeared.
Gone. Take your men, find them. You know what to do.
It's an assignment Custer's been training for his whole life.
Report to your station, soldier.
Young George begins his military career at West Point and makes a less than impressive start. He excels at hijinks and hell raising. He earns more demerits than any other cadet.
George Custer may not be a serious student. He graduates last in his West Point class. But it's not because he's dumb. It's because half of his fellow cadets already dropped out to fight in the Civil War.
When Custer leaves the academy, the outcome of the war is still uncertain. He joins the Union fight and proves to be a courageous warrior, rushing into battle and taking huge chances as he combines textbook military tactics with uncanny good luck.
Custer had horse after horse shot out from under him, engaged in the most daring hand-to-hand combat, and emerged a two-star general, virtually unscathed from America's bloodiest conflict.
After the Union victory, the Army reverts to its regular ranking system. But in deference to Custer's wartime stature, he's still addressed as general. Now, in pursuit of the fleeing Cheyenne, the war hero is eager to earn his stars in the regular Army. But after weeks on the plains, he's yet to find the enemy.
Custer was used to seeing his enemy out there, camped out. And you knew just what they were going to do because you were classmates with that guy at West Point that's over there on the other side. The Cheyenne, they'd hit and run, hit and raid. And Custer was not suited to that at all.
For more than 2 months, Custer searches doggedly for his elusive prey.
I can whip the Indians if I can find them, and I will leave no effort untried to do this. I don't know whether I'm chasing men or ghosts.
As the days drag on, supplies start to run out. The choice provisions are reserved for the officers, while stale bread is rationed out to the troops. Exhausted and starving, their loyalty to Custer begins to waver.
Sir.
All right, soldier, what is it? Indians?
No. Over there, see him?
Well, I'll be. Those are 7th Cavalry men. Walking away.
You brazen sons of bitches.
Major Elliott!
Halt! Halt! Get that runner! We got him! Now drop your weapons!
Custer's frustrated, not only by the Indians he can't catch, but by the soldiers he can't control.
Drop!
The men hate him. This new war isn't working out for him.